Good morning, students. How are you? Last class we discussed about the fundamental unit of life, that is our fifth lesson. Today we are going to discuss about the next lesson, tissues. Chapter 6, tissues. From the last chapter we recall that all living organisms are made up of cells. In unicellular organisms, a single cell performs all functions. For example, in amoeba, a single cell carries out movement, intake of food, gaseous exchange, and excretion. But in multicellular organisms, there are millions of cells. Most of the cells are specialized to carry out specific functions. Each specialized function is taken up by a different group of cells. Since the cells carry out only a particular function, they do it very efficiently. In human beings, muscles contract and relax to cause movement. Then in plants, the cells of the vascular tissue conduct water and food from one part of the plant to the other part. Then what do you understand from this? In multicellular organism show division of labor. Cells specialize in one function are often grouped together in the body. This means that a particular function is carried out by a cluster of cells that at a definite place in the body. This cluster of cells called a tissue. It is arranged and designed so as to give the highest possible efficiency of function. Blood, phloem, and muscles are examples of tissues. Let's see the definition of tissue. What is tissue? Tissue is a group of cells having similar structure and function. Group of cells, number of cells combined to form a tissue. They are similar in structure and function. In plants and animals, group of cells called tissue carry out specific functions. Each group have one function. Already I told you, in human beings, in muscular tissue contract and relax, it helps for movements. In plant cells, vascular tissue, did you heard about xylem and phloem? Xylem is the conductor of water. Phloem, it is a group of tissue, group of cells. It helps to store food and also help to transport food from one parts of the plant to other parts of the plant. See these pictures, xylem, phloem. What are the types of xylem and phloem? Perforation plates, tracheids, fibers, then companion cells, phloem, companion cells, sieve plate, fiber, sieve areas. This is a phloem cell. Then xylem, type of muscles in our body: smooth muscle, skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle. This type of muscles we can see in the human being's body. Cardiac muscle is found in heart. Skeletal muscle is found in the skeletal system. The muscles which are on the skeletal system. Smooth muscle is found in visceral organs, which means internal organ, heart, lungs, liver, kidney, then digestive system, etc. So these areas made up of smooth muscle. These are some examples of tissues. Next, we have to see the difference between plant and animal tissues. What are the differences between plant and animal tissues? Plant tissues. The plants do not move from one place to another place. Most of the cells and tissues in plants provide mechanical support and strength. So most of the tissues consist of dead cells because they provide mechanical support and strength to the plant. Students, here you know the plants can't move from one place to another place because most of the cells are dead in condition. What's the function of these tissues in the plants? The tissues provide mechanical support and strength, just it giving strength to the plants, no other particular functions. The growth of the plants takes place only in some regions. So plants have tissues called meristematic tissues which divide and help in growth, and permanent tissues which do not divide. You know, in plants we can see the growth in certain regions only. There are some tissues in plants that divide throughout their life. These tissues are localized in certain regions. Based on the dividing capacity of the tissues, various plant tissues can be classified as growing or meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Based on the dividing capacity of the tissue, the plant tissues can be divided into meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissues which divide and help in growth. It continuously divide and help in growth. But permanent tissue which do not divide. See the animal tissue. Animals move from one place to another place. So it need more energy than plants. So most cells and tissue in animals are living cells. The growth of animal is more uniform, so animals do not have separate dividing and non-dividing cells. Animals have organs having specialized functions, so the organs have specialized tissues. So first you just keep it in your mind. The fundamental unit of life is cell. The number of cells combine to form tissues. The tissues have separate functions, specialized functions. The group of tissues combine to form organs. Number of organs combine to form organ system. Organ system. So the organs have specialized tissues. Plant tissues. The plant tissues are two types. It is based on the dividing capacity of the tissue. It is classified into meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Already meristematic tissue, it will continuously divide. Permanent tissue, it do not divide. The meristematic tissues are of three types. Here, depending upon the region where they are present, meristematic tissues are classified as apical meristematic tissue, lateral meristematic tissue, and intercalary meristematic tissue. What's the function of meristematic tissue? Where we can see this meristematic tissue, the meristematic tissue we can see in the growing region of the plants. Here, what's the function? It can produce new cells. The starting time, these cells act as a meristem. Later, these cells grow and mature. After that, their character slowly change and they become differentiated as components of other tissues. Where this meristematic tissue we can see, a meristematic tissue is present at the growing tips of stems, roots, and it helps to increases the length of the stem and root. The girth of the stem and root increases due to lateral meristem. Apical meristem is present at the tip of the stem and root. The girth of the stem and root increases due to lateral meristem. Then another one meristem is there, intercalary meristem. This intercalary meristem seen in some plant is located near the node. What is nodal region? The new branch arising place is known as node. The nodal region we can see the intercalary meristem. There are three types of meristematic tissues. One is apical meristem, lateral meristem, intercalary meristem. Apical. Apical means tip. Apical meristem is seen in tip of the stem and roots. It helps to increase the length of the root and stem. Then lateral meristem, it helps to increase the width of the plant. Then intercalary meristem is located near the nodal region. Near the nodal region. So this meristematic tissue continuously divide. The cells of the meristematic tissue are very active. They have dense cytoplasm, thin cellulose walls, and prominent nuclei. They lack vacuoles. The next we have to see about the permanent tissue. What is permanent tissue? After the division of this meristematic tissue, the meristematic tissue will form new cells. These new cells, I told you, it start to grow and mature. After maturation, they slightly change their character. They take up a specific role and lose the ability to divide. When the cell lost the ability to divide, as a result, they form a permanent tissue. Did you understand? At the dividing time, new cells are forming. They are known as meristematic tissue. Then this meristematic tissue slowly, that a group of cells slowly grow and mature. The maturation time, they slightly change their character. After that, they lost the ability to divide. Then finally it form a permanent tissue. This process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function is called differentiation. These permanent tissues are of two types. They are simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Examples of simple permanent tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissue: xylem and phloem. See the first meristematic tissue. I already explained that meristematic tissues are found in growing region of the plants like tip of the root, stem and branches. They divide continuously and help in the growth of the plant. There are three types. Apical meristematic tissue are present in the tip of stem and roots. They help in the growth of stem and roots. Lateral meristematic tissue, they are present in the sides of the stem and roots. They help to increase the girth of the stems and roots. Girth means width. Then intercalary meristematic tissues, they are present at the base of leaves and internodes. The region between two nodes is called internode. It helps in the growth of those plants. Next, permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are formed from the meristematic tissues. They do not divide and have permanent shape and size. They differentiate into different types of permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are of two main types. They are simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue are made up of only one type of cells. They are of three types are called parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Simple permanent tissue. These tissues are formed from the meristematic tissues, but they are made up of only one type of cells. Only one type of cells combined together to form a simple permanent tissue. Parenchyma. Parenchyma consists of loosely packed, thin-walled cells having more intercellular spaces. The cells are arranged loosely, not arranged tightly. In between each cells, there some spaces are there. That is known as intercellular spaces. Some parenchyma cells in leaves contain chloroplast. What's the function of the chloroplast? Chloroplast contain chlorophyll pigment and it helps to prepare the food by photosynthesis. Some parenchyma cells have large air cavities which help the plant to float on water. Some parenchyma cells of roots and stems store water and minerals. Or the same type of cell in between many spaces are there. Then the next one is collenchyma. It consists of elongated cells having less intercellular spaces. Someday it will ask for two more question. What are the differences between parenchyma and collenchyma? Collenchyma, the cells are loosely arranged. In between the cells, many spaces are there. But in collenchyma, the cells are elongated shape, and in between the cells there is less space and thicker at the corners. They give flexibility and allows easy bending of different parts like stem and leaf. It provide flexibility to the plants. They also give mechanical support to the plant. The next one is sclerenchyma. It consists of long, narrow, and dead thick walled cells. Underline this point: dead thick walled cells. The cell wall contain lignin. Lignin, it is one of the protein. Underline a chemical substance. The cell wall of the sclerenchyma is made up of lignin. It is a chemical substance which acts like cement and hardens them, and it gives strength and hardens to the plants, which provide rigidity. See the picture in this diagram. You can understand that what is parenchyma, what is collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Parenchyma cells, the cells in between the cells many spaces are they are loosely arranged. But in collenchyma, in between the cell there is less space only is there. Then the corner, which means the end of the cells, they are thick in condition. Then sclerenchyma, they are long, narrow, dead thick walled cells. Narrow, dead thick walled cells, long size. See in this picture you can see the different type of tissues. Parenchyma tissue. What is tissue? Group of cells, group of parenchyma cells. Collenchyma tissue, sclerenchyma tissue. Here clearly showing that you can see the intercellular air spaces. Intercellular air spaces. The cell also contains small pit. The holes and vacuoles are there. Nucleus, cell wall, cytoplasm. The fibers are there. Let's see these different type of cells with their function. Different type of permanent fundamental tissue with their function. Parenchyma, their characteristic feature, unspecialized cells with thin primary walls. Then function: photosynthesis, segregation, and storage. How it will do that photosynthesis function? Because it can chloroplast, so it can prepare their own food. Collenchyma, characteristic feature: elongated cells with uneven primary walls living at maturity. Then supporting leaves and stems. Sclerenchyma, elongated with very thick secondary walls dead at maturity. Then function: support. It gives support to the plant. Parenchyma, sclerenchyma, collenchyma are the examples of simple permanent tissue. Then let's see the complex permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are two types. They are derived from meristematic tissues. Simple permanent tissue and complex permanent. Simple permanent parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissues are, it is made up of more than one type of cell. Simple permanent tissue made up of only one type of cell. Complex permanent tissue made up of more than one type of cell. Then There are two type of complex permanent tissue. One is xylem and phloem. What is xylem? Xylem consists of tracheids. See the picture. You can see that tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers, and the tracheids and vessels. Xylem vessel help to transport water and minerals from roots to all parts of the plant. Xylem parenchyma stores food and fibers, help in support. Phloem. Phloem consists of sieve plate. In the diagram, you can see that sieve plate, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fibers. The sieve tubes and companion cells support and it transport food from leaves to all parts of the plant. Phloem parenchyma store food and fibers, help in support. Phloem parenchyma store food. Xylem parenchyma store food. The same function. Xylem parenchyma store food. Phloem parenchyma store food. And xylem fibers help in support. Phloem fibers help in support.